happens during transubstantiation? Like which moment is it that it starts, and when does it end?
When does it end? It happens at the words of consecration. When the priest says the words of consecration. That's why we are supposed to be very clear and precise when we say those words. Take this opportunity, for this is my body.
Then after that they ring the bell.
Yes. So actually the bell is an oral cue, AURAL cue. Say, okay, this is the moment.
Must pay attention.
Yeah, I suppose if you're like,
Chilly.
it's been dozing off, it's like, oh.
Wake up now.
Yeah, wake up.
How would you explain it simply, transubstantiation?
Transubstantiation is a very technical word to make it clearer for those who have been trained in the language, Everyday Joe will probably say, oh, it transforms, it changes. Actually, it's just a chim word for saying it changes. It changes in a very specific way, where the external appearance does not change, but the internal experience, the internal reality changes.
Substance.
Yeah, the substance changes. And this requires an act of faith. So I remember that the day after I was ordained and I said my first Mass, I also had to go through, I think that's when it really hit me. So I said the words of consecration, and accidentally nothing happened, no? And I'm looking at it and said, okay, I've said the words. But there's no light, no sound, no smoke. And that's when I realized, even for the priest, he has to make an act of faith that what he says has an effect on the thing.
Yeah.
That's for me. I think it was a learning moment for me. That the priest himself must make the act of faith. That what he said changes the reality of what he's holding in his hands. And that's why I think there's so much ritual surrounding it. It's so that it helps us, adopt this, okay, something is different now. And this is such an important moment, a sacred moment. Time stops.
So I always have when I was going through RCIA, a lot of people always ask, why must I confess my sins to the priest? Like, why can't I just confess it to other people? Or
Confess it to God directly.
how about say if the priest not wearing the purple thing, is it still valid?
Oh, it's still valid. Sometimes I've
Aeroplane
been in cases where I've been out and someone asks me for confession, and all these external reminders are what they are. They are reminders that something different is happening, something important is happening. But in emergency situations or situations out of the norm, they are not essential. But of course, outside of those situations, it's good to be faithful to those things also. But this thing of confessing to a priest, of course, at the end of the day, we can confess directly to God. But sin always hurts not just your relationship with God, but your relationship with your neighbor. There's no such thing as a private sin. Sin always affects somebody. It affects yourself.
Correct.
So when we make the remedy of the situation, it's also to somebody else in the community to, I guess, make us accountable also. And of course, it helps with humility also. Priests also, we also go to confession. So it's not like we don't know. And I try to be as gentle as I can when I'm in the priest side of the confessional. Because I know what it's like to be on the other side.
Right.
Yeah, so I try to be as gentle as I can. I try to offer customized advice, so to speak, for each person, factoring in conditions of time. Hopefully I say something that will help them along the way. Because it's something that I would like to hear if I'm on the other side, you see.
How is it like for a priest to have confession with another priest? You all can see each other, or is it still in the booth?
It depends where you go for confession. Yeah. I've been in the booth. I've been also outside of the booth, face to face, and it's such a humbling process. You confess to a brother priest. I don't know how to explain. St. Teresa has this expression. Sometimes to know it, you need to experience it. Yeah. So, yeah.
You all just be priests.
Yeah.
Can a priest stop being a priest? I opt out.
There are priests who have left active ministry, but as the teaching of the church goes, you never cease in your character as a priest. Because once you're ordained for life. Even if you go to hell, you're a priest.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but whether or not you're in active ministry is a different question altogether. So yeah.
So for example, like the priests were retired lah. So they're not considered not in active ministry.
Not in active ministry, but you will find that a lot of our retired priests are still active pastorally.
Yeah.
So they do what they can according to their physical capability and so on.
In our next episode, Father Reggie explains the questions you've always wondered about the Carmelites.